So you're telling me that Shannon Sharpe called Julio Jones on live television and basically got him to speak candidly and openly about his relationship with the Falcons? Aaron's not picking up. Grossi Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Man, lots of people want to leave their teams, huh? Not Aaron Rodgers. He's not on that list. Grossi. And today we're going to be talking about Julio Jones getting, hopefully not exposed on live television. Hopefully he knew that. Hopefully. And Aaron Rodgers no showing the OTAs. Before we get to that, I want to do a big shout out and thank you to some brand new Patreon and also YouTube members. First, on the Patreon side of things, we have Brian and Adrian Kramer, and we have Just Watch Beyond Football. As a black firefighter, you have my utmost love and respect. Thank you very much to the both of you. And over on the YouTube side of things, we have Anthony Barr, Uber Ales, we have M167, we have Odney, we have NFL Fanboy, we have Sean Newman, we have DJ Johns, and we have the Wolfman. A big shout out and thank you to all of you. Now let's talk about this Julio Jones story first. So Shannon Sharpe was live with good old Skip Bayless, and when I say good old, I mean not good. And he pulled out his phone and on speaker called Julio Jones, who picked up. Now, at this point, it is still unknown if Julio Jones knew if he was on live TV or not, and I think you've seen a major backlash on the internets because if Shannon Sharpe didn't make that known to him, well, that's a pretty crappy move. And I have to think that he actually didn't know because not only did he speak candidly about the situation and then also bash the Cowboys, which was funny, but at the end, Shannon Sharpe literally said like, all right, I'm doing a live show, so I'm going to have to call you back. There's people saying that, oh, Julio Jones may have heard Skip Bayless, but yeah, I mean, it's not great. But anyway, regardless of all of that, got him on the phone and basically asked him if he was going to get traded to the Cowboys or if he was going to stay with Atlanta, in which Julio Jones responded, I'm out of there, man. So really did not mince any words. And Ian Rappaport actually did report that Julio Jones asked for a trade a few months ago from the Falcons. So there's some that are speculating that maybe he knew or just doesn't care if he was on live TV because he has already made his intentions known to the team. When asked further, Julio said that he wants to win, and Shannon Sharpe joked, well, you can't do that with Dallas, in which Julio Jones responded like, I already know that, which is pretty phenomenal. And he also said that he never thought about going to the Cowboys. So the fact that he bashed the Cowboys was funny. I'll give him that. But we've talked about Julio Jones on this channel before. He's 32 years old, coming off an injury-riddled season, but he's under contract until 2023. He can only really go feasibly to a team that has over $15 million in cap space, which is currently 11 teams. I know there's been some big rumors about the Patriots, and apparently as the Falcons have fielded all of these calls, they would rather not trade him to the NFC, would rather trade him out of the conference, which makes a lot of sense, and they have reportedly been asking for a first-round pick. However, there are teams around the league who don't think that he is worth that. Do I think that he'll find a team that will trade a first-round pick for him? Absolutely. I mean, the guy is an incredible player, and even though he is a bit older, and yes, he's going to cost a lot of money, if you're one of these teams with some cap space to spare, and you could potentially win a title, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of value Julio Jones actually winds up fetching in this market, and we'll kind of just take it from there. And then in Packers-related news, you had Aaron Rodgers not showing up for voluntary OTAs, and to try to dispel any rumors that I'm just clouded with bias and think that he's still not leaving, it is voluntary. Now, it is true that he has shown up to the majority of the off-season scheduled workouts and OTAs in the past, and he's missed out on a $500,000 bonus for missing these OTAs, but I mean, there's nothing really new here still. Now, Rodgers is scheduled to be on ESPN at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight, which I will be staying up for and doing a video afterwards if he says anything of note. But I think that this is kind of expected at this point. There's been no news that they have been able to reconcile. Aaron Rodgers is having the time of his life in Hawaii singing karaoke and all that great stuff, and he's just doing him. Now, if he does wind up sitting out for longer and missing minicamp, that would cost him nearly $94,000. And then if you go up to training camp, he would be charged $50,000 per day, and he gets an entire week's salary deducted for every preseason game mix. So I imagine Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers want to get this solved, but as I've already said on this channel, the Packers really have no incentive to do anything differently than to just offer him a contract. Yeah, Rodgers wouldn't play, but Rodgers really doesn't hold all the cards here. Either he's going to retire or he's going to give up a ton of money if the Packers straight up refuse to trade him. Now, of course, the Packers front office has said that they want him back. LaFleur saying in the worst way. And I still am confident that Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing as a Packer because, again, it just doesn't benefit him. He's not going to retire. And otherwise, he's just going to be giving up a whole lot of money. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him. I would imagine if there was to be a deal made, it's either going to be over a long-term deal or Rodgers is just going to be like, hey, I want to come back one last time, and then I want you to trade my ass. We'll see what transpires with that. On a little bit of a brighter note here, depending on who you're talking to, this means that we do get to see a whole lot of Jordan Love in OTAs, and obviously considering he didn't play a single snap last year, it'll be nice for him to have the practice. So I'm looking forward to footage coming out of that and Packers fans not overreacting at all, like when he missed a few nets in the leaked footage that came out last year and they lost their minds. I'm sure we'll all handle it responsibly. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about the Julio Jones situation? Do you think Shannon Sharpe is in the wrong if they didn't tell him that he was live? Or how do you feel about the Aaron Rodgers missing the OTAs? Is this something that's going to get blown up by the media? Just kidding, it already is. But how do you feel about it as a Packers fan, if you are one? And if you're an NFC North fan, how's the gloating going? Because it doesn't feel good from down here. But let me know what you think. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack, go.